spending the last few days, here we go. Must be those rubber boots. After spending the last few days, well, actually what amounts to about a week and a half of, she's distracting me so bad. Lucy, be good. And look. It has to be the boots. But anyway, after the last few days of... after the last week and a half of going to play practices and watching Abby and the rest of the crew and the Adams family play, yesterday wasn't such a late night, but after all those weeks, the week and a half of late practice, and then the 4 days of the play and the 3 late nights, feeling a little haggard this morning, but we get to go babysit Hey again this morning. Sheep are a frustrating animal. If the parasites don't take them out, you keep them safe from predators, and every other health button checks, then you just wake up one morning and find one dead. I'm sure I've heard it somewhere, and I say it all the time. Sheep just look for a reason to die. You can do everything you think you can do for them, and they just fail sometimes. It just doesn't make any sense. It's super frustrating. On the other hand, that is a glorious sunrise this morning. So you can't be defeated by all obstacles. Sheep are just incredibly frustrating. Incredibly frustrating. First day of spring today. And that old sun just keeps creeping up over those trees. Got a little more power to it each day. At 5:24 this afternoon, the sun will cross over the equator and the gravitational pull will equalize. And some of you will be able to stand an egg on its end and brooms and everything else that you want to try, because gravity will kind of just be equalized, pulling on both sides equally. It won't push to one side or the other. And also we get about the same amount of daylight as we do darkness, roughly, not counting, the twilight zone there, but roughly daylight and darkness is equal on the spring equinox and the fall equinox. So a couple interesting little tidbits about today. Although I will say that winter has been a little rude on its exit. It's been mighty cold the last few mornings, so much so that it confused me yesterday morning. And you might be confused this morning. You look out and see the bright sunshine and you step outside and realize, wow, that's just a little bit chilly. But it's going to be spring. I'm sure we'll still get some cold. I just got a warning on the phone, said we're looking in flash flood watches at the end of the week. But just listen to the birdies sing. Melissa and I did get to do some birding on Saturday. We got to go out to one of our favorite spots and saw lots and lots of ducks. I mean, for around here, that was a good number of ducks. And it was a lot of fun getting the scope out and trying to see if there's anything different among mostly ringneck ducks, but then you get to pull out what kind of scop are you seeing and is there anything else hidden. And we did find a green-winged teal hidden amongst all those ringnecks, so that's pretty exciting. But so we did get a little chance to get out and do some birding. It's now, as Spurgeon reminds, as we come out of this dark winter, that the church sings like songbirds the glories of her beloved, Christ our Savior. It's time now that we consider the promise of Easter and this time of new life, this springtime when birds make nests and grass greens up, and we'll see all these fresh new animals and things be born, and life comes out of this dark winter. It's time now we consider the promise of Easter, that through Christ we also are born into a new life, that we have a new beginning, that we have a new opportunity through Him to pursue Him to paradise.
You're such a strong little baby. Oh, that is amazing. You are so strong. So strong. Oh, you are so strong. You are so strong. Oh, don't talk to Pap.
Yeah, team.
Might have to fix that bag. Probably not.
try to train yourself good habits by picking up the bags and stuffing them inside each other as they become empty. And the next thing you know, you're back to the bad habits, just throwing them everywhere. So let's try to be more on purpose about that. We're back here with our evening chores this evening, our evening feeding, and we had a beautiful day. And we got to do a little driving around after we got done watching the hay. And enjoy some of the countryside. Made it to the feed store, picked up some more feed. And it really has been a beautiful day. I know she's still a little crisp out there, but boy, oh boy, that sunshine has been beautiful. It just tells us of the promise of the weather to come, that it's going to get warmer. I know we're going to be up and down a little bit here for a while. But maybe you're tired of hearing me talk about that warm weather coming. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited to, do something. Get out of the mud. We just had so much mud. I'm just excited to do something. So it was a beautiful day. A little chilly this morning, but I enjoyed the day. I enjoyed riding around and got to see some hawks and just feel the warmth of the sun coming through the car windshield was pretty good. So I don't know. I was lamenting maybe not accomplishing as many things as I wanted to, and Melissa reminded me that Hay's a pretty big accomplishment, so spending some time with her was worth missing out on any other work. So I can't feel bad about that. If I leave this world just getting a hold of a grandbaby, then I'll be fine. That'll be good. I don't need to accomplish anything else. That's a big enough prize for me. And everything just went fine this morning, girl. Let's just do it again. Let's just do it again. I'm not as hungry. You're not as hungry now as you were earlier, so we're not going to be as cooperative, I guess, huh? But I have opposable thumbs and a bigger brain. Maybe I have a bigger brain. Let's see how big the brain is when it comes to number 7. Because she's a cantankerous old girl. And she's not even old, she's just cantankerous. You're going to go in there, we're going to wrestle in the mud. Huh? You're going to go in there with your sister? We're going to wrestle in the mud. You had enough to do today, huh? Feels like we just did this. It's been hours ago. It's been hours ago. Now I got you some good stuff. But you gotta put your equipment on so that you can get the reward. And you're doing pretty good. But you still had to put yourself in the corner to make it just a tiny bit difficult, didn't you? Now, I should tie you up. I don't have a feed pen out here, so we've been feeding you outside. how you gonna behave this afternoon? You gonna do all right with me today? You got attitude problem? We gotta get you situated, buddy. You gonna swing it? Yep, we're gonna play the game. We're gonna dance a little bit, aren't we? Get that ear, get that ear. It wasn't so bad. You know the goodies is coming. You know the goodies is coming, don't you? Yeah. There you go, Buck. We're gonna tie you up high for a little bit. For those of you that don't know, we try to tie their head up so they get used to holding their head up when they got the halter on, so that when Maddie or somebody else is in the ring showing them, they do pretty well with keeping their head high. She doesn't have to work quite so hard to keep it up there. And try to put the halters on them so they know it's time to eat. They come to the halter pretty easy. We get the halter on them. It's a training mechanism for them. I think mixing all these feed components together, we'll have to get me a compost tumbler or something, unless somebody's got a better idea. I just put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the buckets. Maybe I don't need to mix it so good, but it feels like I should get a good consistency to it. But that's the way I've been doing it. But it takes a good bit of effort to get that all mixed in there. And he act like this is the second time you've seen him fed today. Well, maybe, I don't know if I recorded this morning or not. But he's been fed twice. But he act like he ain't never had it before. Well, I haven't taken too much time to watch any of the March Madness. We did listen and watch to some of the West Virginia game last Thursday, and that was a tough loss there. I mean, they had it back and forth. They just kept letting Maryland come back and just couldn't close it out. And you always hate to lose to those old rival schools. I mean, some of us still remember when we played Maryland every year, a rivalry game, both football and basketball. So getting to meet them was pretty nice in the tournament. And there have been tons of upsets. It's been a lot of fun. That first weekend was a lot of fun. Some 15 seeds, 16 seeds, and I guess Florida Atlantic will be the big underdog. No, Princeton's still out there, so there's still some excitement left here in the next round, starting Thursday. So that'll be fun for all the basketball fans.